I pushed up to standing and pulled my phone out of the small bag I always wore when I went outside. My skin turned numb as I jabbed at 911, my shaking finger slipping a couple of times until the call connected. Jake's straggly light brown hair lay in skinny strands wet from the fog. The color of his beat-up old work coat almost matched his hair. I couldn't see any wounds. No blood stained his coat or marred his skin. I'd never seen a body before, not even an animal except roadkill, and then it was from the window of a car. My mother's parents had passed away before I was born. My other grandfather had died when I was traveling abroad, and we'd never had pets at home because of my allergies. What happened to Jake? Did he have a heart attack? A drug overdose? Did he even do drugs? When the dispatcher asked what my emergency was, I said, "There's a dead person. It's Jake Lacey." I managed to keep myself from shrieking again. I was desperate to get home. My house was only a few yards away. I wanted to lock the door and pretend this never happened, but I couldn't. I was a responsible adult, and a body on the path was out of order. I didn't like disorderly things. "What is your location, ma'am?" she asked. "I'm on the path behind the bike shop." "What town, ma'am, and what's the name of the shop?" The dispatcher's voice was infinitely patient. "Oh, yeah." The local police used a regional dispatch center. "Sorry, Westham, Max Bikes." I gave her the address. "And how do you know this person is dead?" One of those awful catastrophe giggles threatened to burble up. I swallowed it down. "He's not breathing and his skin is cold. It hardly even feels like skin." I turned away from the sight of his body. I had to. "Do you feel safe?" she asked. "Yes." After a beat, it occurred to me to add, "Why shouldn't I?" I gave a quick glance around the fog-shrouded path that looked like a scene in a mystery filmed on the Scottish moors. Shouldn't I feel safe? Did she mean someone had killed Jake? That was awful. Murder? Here? I'd never felt myself in danger in Westham, not when I was little, not since I'd been back. I knew some of the bigger towns on the Cape were plagued with higher crime rates than we had. Just because the long curving peninsula was a scenic tourist destination didn't make Cape Cod immune from robbery, addiction, domestic abuse, and other bad things. On the contrary. But they mostly didn't happen in my town, as far as I knew, anyway. Jake had probably felt safe too. The thought stabbed me with sadness for him. I shivered from the shock as well as the cool damp of the night. It had still been warm and sunny when I'd left for the Cozy Capers meeting, and I wore only jeans and a Falmouth road race t-shirt with my sandals.